Hello everyone. Welcome to something very different than what I usually do. I'm going to voice over these clips of myself building the LEGO Avengers Tower. I hope you enjoy. This set is 5,201 pieces spread between 39 bags. I hope I'm not the only one who wished it was 40. The size is 10 by 14 by 36, which is my largest and tallest LEGO set, and the tallest brick-built skyscraper, according to Nerdist when I googled the size. My biggest set actually used to be the 76042, yes I had to google the number, helicarrier. The tower has 31 minifigs, including the robot dummy, tiny Ant-Man, and our main man, Kevin Feige. I loved every time I opened the box and saw this image of the Avengers together. I thought it was a cool shot. After separating the bags into groups of 10, I found 3 instruction books inside, 2 sticker sheets, and a sheet with a cape for Vision and wings for Wasp. As we run through the first and second bag building the Leviathan and the Thor and Chitauri minifigs, I'll read what was put in the first instruction book. Earth's mightiest headquarters. In the Avengers, Tony Stark's beacon of self-sustaining clean energy is a formidable focal point on the Manhattan skyline. Severely shattered in the climactic Battle of New York, the Avengers Tower rises from the ashes to become the official assembly of Earth's mightiest heroes. A detailed architectural gem featured in so many memorable scenes throughout Marvel's Infinity Saga, the Avengers Tower has long been on LEGO Marvel's fans' wish list, and an irresistible challenge for the LEGO design team. Fun fact, I also have this LEGO Avengers Tower, but I did take it down to save some space when I bought the big boy. Might rebuild it in the future. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. In the next page, we get to see, and I'm sorry if I butcher any of these names, Mark Stafford, Justin Ramsden, both senior model designers, and Mark Tranter, the graphic designer. As we finish off bag 2, there's a little message on the bottom of the page. During the climactic battle with the Chitauri in the Avengers, Thor destroys one of the monstrous Leviathans in one blow, which is probably why Thor was paired with this part of the build. There's also a little Thor guiding us through the instructions of this book. For bag 3, we got Iron Man as the next minifig. I have so many Iron Mans. For some reason, every freaking Marvel set comes with like 2 of them. Please, Lego, we don't need any more. But during this bag, we had this part where I didn't realize at the time that these were support bricks until I read this. As we added supporting spacing bricks under the floor, we heard Tony Stark in Iron Man on repeat in our heads. Tell you what, throw a little Hot Rod Red in there. So we did. Love the reference and the little details like that. There's plenty of stuff throughout the tower that only the builder of the set would ever really know. You could look at a Lego set and be like, oh, this is cool, but the people who build it really know how cool it is. Also, here's my dog Buddy. He's the best boy who likes to watch me build. Bag 4, we got 2 more minifigs being shield agents. We also got blasters and handcuffs for both of them. Fun fact with this build, I was mostly watching through House MD or The Rookie on my phone while I did it. I originally wanted to watch through the MCU, but I was worried about getting completely distracted and it slowing me down, because yes, the early MCU does have that chokehold on me. Bag 5 gave us another Iron Man. At least it's Tony Stark in the SHIELD uniform from Endgame, when he, Cap, and Ant-Man head back to right after the Battle of New York. We even got a tiny Ant-Man. I also have a few of these. The SHIELD helicarrier came with 2, and my airport battle set also came with 2, I think. I'm okay with that because he's tiny, and what if I lose one? Still have too many Ironmans. During this bag, you start to see the lobby forming together with the vending machine, chairs, and disc. In bag 6, we got Alexander Pierce, who I had to Google because I forgot his name. I haven't seen The Winter Soldier since it came out in 2014. I remember the movie, just not specifics. The rest of this and bag 7 is finishing up the first floor. Also, bag 7 gives us another Buddy invasion. Everyone say hi to Buddy and leave a like for more cute dog. You know you want to. Bag 8 gives us two Captain Americas, one with and the other without his mask. You might already know why, but I'll talk about it more in a minute. Throwing in bag 9 gives us Dr. Helen Cho, who I believe was only in Age of Ultron, but I could be wrong. These two bags start on the second floor, aka the lab. This scene specifically references when Ultron was born. I am a program. I am without form. As Ultron and Jarvis battle over how to achieve peace in our time, Dr. Cho's scientific inventions will result in dire consequences. Quoted from the instructions. Bag 10 and 11 finished the second floor, but you may have noticed a certain shield on the catwalk. After finishing the bag, we're shown one Cap looking over the other with this caption. We think that second figure looks great, Cap. As far as we're concerned, that's America's tube side, which is not the only time Cap's butt is referenced in these instructions. But with that, we're officially done with Book 1 of Avengers Tower. Book 2 is the thickest of the three because it builds the majority of the tower, using bags 12 to 27, and Black Widow is guiding us through this time. Bag 12, whoa, new camera angle. This happens a few times, don't worry about it. And it also has us build a Chitauri Goon and the Hulk, whose back really throws me off as my other Hulk figure does not come like this. Also, his hair was so annoying to put on because it wouldn't just snap on. It comes off really easily. Bag 12 to 16 is for the third floor, which is Tony's workshop. Bag 13 and 14 gave us a rugged Iron Man armor with this text on page 15. To add something special to Tony Stark's workshop in the tower, we created a battle-damaged version of the Iron Man Mark 6 armor, the one used to capture Loki, and the first to include the updated arc reactor, which I totally forgot which mark that was, so that was cool. This workbench has a tiny Iron Man model, mini arc reactor, and a cookie with some cash inside the drawers. We also get to build, obviously, the best minifig in all of LEGO Marvel history, Dummy. No, but I actually love how smoothly it moves around. It's fun to spin. After placing the armor inside, you read this. One of Tony Stark's first robotic creations, Dummy, helps him assemble his Iron Man armor and always keeps a fire extinguisher close by to save Tony from fires, real or imagined. Bag 15 and 16 finish up the third floor, and I think it's a good time to mention the stickers as I put 3 back-to-back in this section. Who at LEGO do I have to talk to about numbering these stickers? Why are they out of order? In step 7, I place sticker 44. In step 8, I place sticker 42. Why aren't they in numerical order? If anyone knows the answer to this, please let me know. This bothers me so much. Anyways, there's some extra pieces that are actually for covering up the outside and connecting the floor together. The set isn't like most buildings where you just lift up the rooms to look inside. We'll talk about it more later, as it did worry me a little bit. Bag 17 gives us the man who brought the Avengers together. What? Coulson's not in the set? Like, at all? Oh, well, that would have been nice. I have his car. Well, anyway, here's Nick Fury. Here we take a break from working on the tower to build a Quinjet. A very tiny Quinjet. The Quinjet serves as a transportation and aerial combat vehicle for the Avengers, perhaps most notably in Loki's invasion of Earth. This is the 11th brand new iteration of a LEGO Quinjet we've released since 2012. I don't know if I should be surprised that there's 11 different Quinjets, or the fact that they haven't made a new one since 2012. Bags 18 to 20 gives us the next floor, with 18 giving us Black Widow and 20 giving us Wong. Fun fact, this floor is not elevator accessible. I think we can guess who put it out of order. This floor has a containment cell, which I think is supposed to be a reference to Loki on the helicarrier. Maybe they should have done a different room here, but I will say in the Avengers Assembled animated show, which I believe was piggybacking off the MCU, at the end of season 1, the Avengers throw most of the Cabal into holding cells in Avengers Tower, so it could work to have cells there. Anywho, there's a newspaper by the cell that asked, "Who is the Iron Man?" Which is sticker number 2, by the way, in step 283. Moving on, there's also a computer with Arnim Zola on the screen, a character I do remember from Winter Soldier. Getting to bag 20 to actually build Wong gives us this. Wong needs to show Hawkeye that mayo doesn't belong in a hot dog. This is definitely the best use of a sling ring portal we could think of. I disagree. I'm not the biggest fan of hot dogs, but when I do rarely eat them, mayonnaise is the way to go. I actually have a running joke with my dad that it's the WCU instead of the MCU because of how often Wong's been around lately. We use bags 21 to 27 to build the 5th floor, which is the living room and the landing pad. In bag 22, I got to add another Scarlet Witch to my collection. And I would love an Agatha all along set. Please, LEGO, you know you want to. In 23, we build the first Ultron model. You know, from the scene where he takes over one of Tony's Sentry Protector robots. In 26, we got War Machine. 27 gave us Hawkeye and Pepper Potts. Not really a fan of this Hawkeye look. The hair just feels kind of off to me. Maybe because of the blonde? Not totally sure. On the table between the couches, we get Thor's hammer and a newspaper headlining the Battle of New York. On the bottom of the page, we get, "If you lift it, you'll rule Asgard." It's not a trick. The Avengers each get a turn at trying to lift Thor's hammer in The Avengers Age of Ultron. If you successfully complete this building step, you may be deemed worthy. I did successfully build this, which is why you're watching this video. So I guess you can call me Thor now. With bag 27 coming to an end, we place the 5th floor on the rest of the tower. And this is the moment I realized this build was going to be way too heavy for my shelf. I knew how tall it was going to be. I measured it before buying it, but seeing it in person and having it next to me was pretty intimidating. Either way, putting this part on and adding some support beams in the back finishes bag 27 and book 2. Book 3 starts off with bag 28 and Tony Stark guiding us through the instructions. Bag 28 and 29 have us build the 6/7th floor. I'm not totally sure what you'd call these rooms. Anywho, we get another sticker that's actually a comic book. I think this is my favorite one. And building this next part, you can see why I think this is a reference to the helicarrier scene. It's Loki's scepter, in case anyone didn't know. This text on the bottom confirms it. We know the tower is getting tall, but any frustration you may be feeling about building at this height is probably due to the influence of Loki's scepter. Two more stickers. One is showing us the scanning status of the scepter, the other has Jarvis's name over most of the screen, but there's a little Ultron popping up in the corner. bag's done when we put this part on the tower. And this is where I start switching the camera angle back and forth for a few bags. Ignore my messy dresser, it looks better now, I swear. Bag 30, we get to build my first vision, technically. I have the white vision from WandaVision. That's too many visions in the script. Anywho, this bag is mostly just support pieces. Bag 31 to 34 is arguably the most repetitive part of this. Super easy, so I'll just let that play out. But in bag 33 is Wasp. I think they did really good on her design. She's definitely a top 3 in this set. Bag 34 is another Tony Stark, but I actually really like why we get another one here. So once these bags are done, we get this giant window section. I don't know what else to call it. I wasn't really getting how the hell this was going to go on the set without breaking anything. I remember being in a Discord call and just telling my friend over and over again, this is not clicking. I eventually did figure it out and now confidently take the piece on and off, but I was genuinely worried that I messed something up or that this was a bad design. Bag 35 to 37 is stuff for the ceiling. This was one of my favorite parts in a weird way. I just loved how bendy it was. This part did in fact click. Bag 36, we get to build Falcon. With this figure, I'm not a fan of the hairpiece compared to another one I have, but I love Red Wing. Even with the stickers, I thought it looked good. In this bag, we make window ceilings. I like that the window's open. I also officially changed the camera angle so I can build on my dresser. I know it's kind of a weird setup, but at the time I thought it was a good idea. In bag 37, we got Eric Selvig with a little laptop. We add some details to the top of the tower, as well as a cover for the scepter room, and of course the machine Eric used to close the Chitauri portal in the first Avengers movie. The end of the bag does give us decorations for the bottom of the tower. At this part of my LEGO building career, I feel like if a Marvel hero base doesn't have a dumpster, it's not a real Marvel hero base. Avengers Tower dumpster has a shawarma wrapper and pin particles inside. There's also a special pager on the ground with a familiar logo in the center. On the page it says, "While we've upgraded the transmitter pager with the latest LEGO technology, we can't guarantee the extent or limits of its range within this or any other galaxies, but it's for emergencies only." Yeah, Captain Marvel doesn't come in this set, which I can understand. I really like this reference though. In the front, there's a green garbage can with pink bubblegum inside. And another favorite of this build is the Battle of New York Memorial, with the names of the original 6 Avengers under it. We wrap up this bag with a broken window hanging off the wall, which I was very happy to do because I forgot to mention earlier that hole was bothering me. And I'm not going to go back and re-record it to put it in the script. In bag 38, we finally put together the main man behind the MCU, Kevin Feige. I think it's awesome that he got his own minifig. Major congrats, Mr. Feige. But for a massive set like this, I think a Stan Lee minifigure would have been awesome. I tried to Google why there isn't an official one for him, but didn't really get a definitive answer. Mostly speculation about legal reasons. Just wanted to bring that up. Grateful that we have him in LEGO Marvel games though. Back to the bag. So Feige gets a shawarma and a coffee cup. The majority of this bag is for building 2 A's on the side of the tower, and on one of them we put this tiny little bird and he's so cute! If you made it this far into the video, suggest a name for him in the comments. Bag 39. We're there, people. For the finale, we build another Chitauri and Loki. The next thing we build is probably my favorite reference, not the portal, although I'm very happy to put Wong inside. We built Iron Man's suit flying out of the tower, which is why I was happy to have this Tony figure. It was a little difficult to put this in the tower itself, but once I figured it out, I loved it. Jarvis, anytime now. Deploy. Deploy! Iron Man's Mark 6 suit is quick to catch up to Tony as he falls from the tower. It was a fun challenge to capture this kinetic movement of action in stationary LEGO bricks. All power to whoever figured this out. I think it's really cool. After this, we built 2 Chitauri carts to go on the back of the next part, which is like the main driving part of it. And after putting that together, it's finally time to place all the minifigs around the tower. I just go with whatever the instructions suggest and put the rest in places that I think would have looked good. The instructions come to an end with the original Avengers around the shawarma Lego piece. Hooray, good job guys. Let's just not come in tomorrow. Let's just take a day. Have you ever tried shawarma? And that wraps up the Lego Avengers Tower build. You can actually, if I move, you can see it behind me right there. That's what it looks like. I'm filming this in January, so things have kind of moved since then. My dresser's been updated since I finished the set, so it definitely looks better on my dresser now than it did when I originally finished the video. Building the set itself was so much fun. Doing it for a video though, definitely not my best idea. I think if I ever wanted to make more content like this, I would jump backwards and start with a smaller Lego set. There were some days that I felt discouraged to be on camera, so I wouldn't work on the Lego set. And that sucks because the set would take me longer to build, and it just kind of shouldn't have felt like that when I was building. Also, you could clearly tell I don't have the setup for this. I just grabbed this webcam, attached it to the back of my chair, pointed it down, and just started recording. Overall, I'm happy I decided to document it. I had a lot of fun going through the footage again and watching myself build it, as well as skimming through the instructions to write this script. Speaking of the script, it's currently 7 pages long, so I'm going to quickly wrap it up here. Don't forget to check out all my socials for live stream, short form content, and the main channel if you're interested in Let's Play content. Thank you so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. If you did, leave a comment down below to let me know who your favorite Avenger is and what's your favorite movie in the MCU. But that's pretty much it. I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, afternoon, whatever time zone it is for you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!